Alright, so we have a fresh video here, same stream, same different video. This video will be uploaded to YouTube, so if you are on YouTube frequently and you enjoy these sort of updates, please consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. That would go a long way in helping the channel grow. We're on a few different platforms, but I wanted to kind of get everyone's opinion on this. So today, this must have been, excuse me. This was, let me see what time. It looks like it was about 3:09 p.m. Locally was the last update, but today, yeah, so 3:09 was last update. This must have happened January 5th. So we're just going to start from the very top. And you'll see why. I'm going to get off the README section just because I think it looks a little bit easier to follow along with. I'll still have myself over the ads here. But let me do this. Yeah, I'm just looking at the stream right now. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and run through this one. So in Houston, Texas today, there was a customer at a Taqueria on the southwest side of Houston. He shot and killed a would-be robber. I don't know. Actually, yeah, the video I can play. I don't want it to be copywritten, so we're just going to kind of like play a little bit of time. But you can see right here, there's a robber. And the robber, he's kind of yelling, collecting money from everybody. He goes on for a minute longer here. And you can see yeah, it was blurred out, but you can see there's the gentleman right here who threw his money towards the robber on the ground. The robber ends up being, oh, a fake pistol too? Wow, okay, wow. Okay, hold on. The vigilante. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Now I feel totally different. Well, I shouldn't say totally different, but wow, is that something I didn't expect? So he gets upset. He sees that the pistol's fake. He throws his stuff, throws the fake gun, finishes his coffee. That looked great. You should have done that. Oh my Lord, what a mess. So it goes on to say the video shows a suspect who wore a mask to conceal his identity walking around the restaurant demanding money from the customers and pointing what appears to be a handgun at multiple customers. As he approaches one of the customers, the man throws his money on the floor. The reason he did that was just so the man had to go and pick it up, giving the customer a second to, assess the situation, grab his firearm, and take matters into his own hands. Now, for me, as someone who believes that you should have the right to carry a weapon if you feel like you need to, I think that's both one of the things that makes our country dangerous, but also one of the things that makes our country safe. ironically, is people like this robber. A lot if regular citizens didn't have firearms like this gentleman did here, then you could make a argument that there'd be a lot more robberies going on, because guns are still going to get in the hands of criminals, unfortunately. Think about it. Like, I know that they say, oh, well, if we outlaw guns, then they won't. But it's like drugs aren't legal, or there's a lot of recreational drugs that aren't legal under any circumstances, and those drugs are still in the country and still making it to areas where they aren't supposed to be. So what's to say that firearms won't do the same? And on top of that, I know people might point to London or point to maybe parts of the European Union that don't have as high of gun crime rates or gun-related crimes that take place in the country. But then you also need to look at the statistics of knife-related crimes or knife-related homicides, knife-related robberies. So they basically just, and hey, as someone who's been held up by a firearm before on one occasion, that stuff's scary, no doubt. But I personally don't know. I really wouldn't want to be held up by a knife. If someone has a knife, like I don't know. The reason I would prefer probably to be held up by a gun as opposed to a knife is, in some cases, and at least in the circumstances I found myself in, I kind of knew that this guy wasn't going to use his firearm in the vicinity we were at because of how loud it would be and how much attention it would attract. Whereas like a knife, like those are silent. There's no noise. Like you can scream, but like you could scream if there's a gun too. So I kind of see knives being dangerous as well. But anyway, we go on. The suspect picks up the money and walks towards the rear of the store, approaching the other customers. While the robber is distracted, the man who threw his money on the floor appears to remove a concealed handgun from his waist. As the suspect walks past the man, he brings his handgun up and reportedly fires multiple shots. The robbery suspect's gun is in his left hand at the time of the shooting. The suspect falls to the floor and appears motionless for the rest of the video. The customer then gathers up the stolen money and gives it back to the robbery victims, police say. The robbery victim becomes angered when he discovered the suspect's handgun to be a fake. If you have any info on this guy, Houston police are requesting it, but that's up to you. It's up to you if you want to report that guy. If I knew that guy, I don't know if I'd report him. I don't know if that sounds bad, but I'm sure it sounds bad actually, but it's like this guy's going to end up getting in trouble. And it kind of goes back to that old saying, like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, this guy should have, considered the possible outcomes of his actions before deciding to rob a store, before deciding to be a criminal like that. You need to think about what possibly could happen to you as a result of your decisions, and from there you need to make the best decision as an adult, and you need to live with the consequences of your decisions or the results of your decisions. So personally, I don't think it's a great situation, but I don't know if he should even really be charged with anything. But it goes on to say the customers, including the man who's been seen is shooting the suspected robber, walking out of the store. When police arrived, they found the owner and the workers were the only ones who remained behind. Officials said the suspect died at the scene. No charges have been filed against the man who fired the shots to stop the robbery. Police say they won't talk to him about the incident. Texas law allows for the use of deadly force to protect yourself or others from a threat of death or seriously bodily harm. So I've seen some stuff as far as, in this case, a couple things. So first, yes, Texas law does dictate that you are allowed to use a firearm or use deadly force, in this case a firearm, to protect yourself if you or people around you are in imminent danger of death or bodily harm. And in this case, even though the gun was fake, the guy didn't know that at the time, and that would be something that would be corroborated with everyone else there. Like, nobody knew that was a fake gun. And if you listen to the video, it sounded like the gun was kind of heavy when he threw it. So I don't think he's necessarily guilty of that. What some people would say is bad is the way he shoots this. Like, if you see this picture right here, the main picture. So the gentleman is, excuse me, sorry, it's about 2 a.m. here. You can see the gentleman right here. He has the gun aimed at his back. And that's not good. Like, legally speaking, that's not a good picture. Because at that point, someone who's defending the departed gentleman here, he could make the claim that this guy was not at risk of death or bodily harm when he's not facing him. It'd be one thing if this guy was turned around facing this guy. Again, I think that the larger of the two things to consider here is that he was at risk. Like, he was at risk, this gentleman. And so even though the guy wasn't facing him, I still think it's reasonable. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. I'm going to wrap this video up right here. I think we have a couple different things to consider, but what I would keep in mind here is that you just need to be safe, remain vigilant, stay aware of your surroundings. If you do live in a state where you can concealed carry, then just be safe with it, obviously, but keep in mind what legal ramifications you could have as a result of using or discharging that firearm. I didn't mention it a second ago, but the gentleman right here, the way he's shooting this firearm in the direction of another guest, which you can see the guest is in the line of fire behind this guy. So if you follow the gun and he shoots, the bullets could be endangering this guy behind him. So what's to say that that guy right there, he could have been hit. What's to say he's not a part of the imminent threat? So it's tough to say, but yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. We're gonna put we'll throw this up on YouTube. If you're not watching this on Twitch, you can always check it out on YouTube. Or if you're watching on Twitch and you want to leave a comment and you don't think of it while we're still right here, just jump over onto YouTube at EFly, both on Twitch and on YouTube. That's how you can find me on both those platforms. But yeah, we'll go ahead and leave it at that for now. I appreciate you hanging out for a minute. Hope you're all having a good Saturday night into the early Sunday morning. We got a lot of news to get into. Saturday night super stream. So, super streamed at. So we're going to go ahead and stop this one, and we're going to get straight to the next news story. Jump on Twitch if you just want to be a part of it all. That's just going to be a block. We're going to be recording all the clips simultaneously, or concurrently, excuse me. But it's going to be one simultaneous, or one just straight stream, and we're going to chop it up. That video is way too long. You got to cut it. All right. Peace out, y'all. Much love. Be safe.